Alright, guys. Clem in the bottom right side of the map. BYUN is in the top left, and it looks like BYUN is going for an engineering bay block. Clem didn't check for it, and he's already late going for that Nexus, dude. He was at like almost 500 minerals. Sloppy opening for Clem. Now, Clem's been waiting for a long time for this match, guys, because the semi-final between BYUN and Percival went for a very long time, whilst Clem clean swept his a lot quicker. BYUN did actually clean sweep Percival as well, but he was getting kind of messed up in the early games, and then having to fight back from behind. Now, BYUN going for that 2 depot wall off on one side, reactor over there on the other side, no doubt. SCV is going to go home. Engineering bay block gets cancelled. Very nice play here for BYUN to disrupt the opening of Clem, and his base out front is always a little bit exposed. Yeah, often you see a tank sieged up right behind this little pillar, right? And then Bio kind of stimming in front of it. Trying to hit that base. Oh, here we go. Proxy Starport. Oh, hello. It's a Hellion drop to start the series. Okay, so BYUN's going to put Clem on notice right away. He says, yeah, good luck defending 4 Hellions dropping in your base. And potentially, of course, unloading and blasting your natural as well when it's all the way out there. It's going to be a Twilight Council opening, which does very little to help you against this, because this is going to hit way before the Twilight is ready. But if he can scout the Hellions, maybe damage them a little bit, that could be nice. Hellions will push back the Adept, but the Marine kind of blocks him a little bit here, and you can see that Adept gets a fair bit of damage on these. It does die, though, so BYUN will drive back to the mineral line. Probably pulls, I'd say, 4 SCVs to repair those. Only 2. Interesting that he didn't pull further back. 3 SCVs now, even. Oh, he's messed up his rally point and his command center. BYUN, wake up! BYUN is no longer building a medevac. He realizes that he's going to be under pressure and he's going to be busy fighting, so he's actually going Liberator first. Wow, that's a very cool idea here. Clem committing with this Stalker is an insane move, and now he is screwed. He only has 2 Stalkers out, no shield battery on the natural, none in the main. He's going to go check for Starport because he's thinking about a medevac drop, and he will scout it. The thing is, he can't stay there because the Hellions can run in the front. So even though you know about this, if you're not over here defending your workers, I mean, the Hellions can just run in and kill every worker right now, and Clem, playing with reckless disregard for the danger that he's in right now, only gets 1 hit on the Liberator. That's going to fly straight into the main, siege up. And that natural, this is the real problem. Hellions go broom broom, and they go burn burn. These are the 2 things Hellions do very effectively. Liberator gets a few probes in the main at the same time as well. You can see there's a Stalker killing it, but dude, so many workers going down. The Hellions are going to drive towards that main base, see if they can stack up more damage. Perhaps should have ran away with these Hellions maybe instead of doing it this way. You can see the Liberator moving around. These probes are all stacked, and I think Clem's about to tap out. He's seconds away from leaving this game. Clem down to 18 workers. Lib's going to fly away. And Clem getting absolutely wiped in game 1 by BYUN's aggression. All right, guys, we got Clem in the top left side of the map in game 2. BYUN in the bottom right. It's Voidstorm. It is a map with a nice purple tile set. There's shiny little shield battery type thingies showing you where the Reaper ledges are, both there and there. There's also one over here with a double step up, so it takes a bit longer going up and down, a bit more dangerous. There's also minerals all over the map that you can mine out to open things up, guys. There's like little mineral patches that you can mine out all over the map that just create just little obstructions, just little bits of obstructions, little bits of extra blockage. But you can remove those if you want later on. But that's why the minimap just looks a little bit hectic. If you're looking at it going, why is there just dots everywhere, not just at the bases? That is why. Clem is this time not going to be surprised by an eBay block, goes down there, hangs around, and then goes forwards across this map. Notice he's got 16 on minerals, only 1 on gas, so he is going to be focusing on that as much as he can. BYUN's going for what appears to be just a very typical 1-Rax expand build, nothing too crazy. Man, there is a lot of purple balls on this map, isn't there, guys? I've heard about blue balls. I'm not too sure about purple balls and what they do in the lore. It does seem like some electricity kind of zaps out of that once in a while. So the probe's going to come on in here. All right. Sees the standard opening. Sees the command center. Cybercore comes in after the Nexus. It's a nice quick Nexus. Second gas. Second pylon. Solid opening for Clem. What's the lore on the blue balls? Oh, you need to ask the Protoss. Yeah. You need to ask the Protoss. Much like vestigial nipples, I think they are the best ones to answer those questions for you. I'm not quite qualified. You know, I don't want to be a white Terran kind of mansplaining things to you with all of my privilege. You know, I want to make sure the Xenos, you know, they need to describe it themselves. Reactors on the way, factory as well. SCV's going on the refinery. This is a pretty chill opening. I think he's probably just going to wall off there, build a starport here as well. Have a nice little wall off, tuck a tank behind it, and make it hard for Blink Stalkers to get around this once you have another building here as well. Twilight into very early shield battery and very far out front the base, so if there's a tank push, he can get healed while fighting really far back and force those tanks to siege up further away. Dude, I love this little part. I just wish they'd stay here so I could stare at this pretty little section of the map. Voidstorm, a very shiny map. Blink starts up, gets chrono boosted for the first time. 30 probes to 24 workers in Clem's favor. Very standard for this matchup, of course. But no bunker is kind of, I think, the first big deviation where, don't get me wrong, 3 Marines, especially with the 4th and 5th coming out, can easily force an Adept away, but the Adept might just be annoying. Get a shot or two here or there off. He's actually going to try and sack it for an SCV. And he does get the SCV and escapes with only 9 hit points. Oh, and there's a healing shrine! Clem! I forgot this map had a healing shrine, guys. Doesn't heal your shields. Your shields will regen on their own, of course. It heals 10 hit points per tick. And I think it ticks maybe every 0.6 seconds or something. 0.7. I think it's like the old Heart of the Swarm time seconds. Depp comes in, gets a few more hits off. You do not want to lose this Hellion, BYUN. But he's going to. It's unfortunate. Nexus goes up on the 3rd, so this is a 2-gate Robo 3rd Nexus. Got a Widowmine and 5 Marines about to drop inside this Natural Stalker, getting 2 hits on that. Nicely done. And of course, the Widowmine is going to be annoying. It's just going to have to burrow it to make sure it doesn't waste its shots on any single probes or anything like that. Marines are going to pick up, rotate away. Clem not sending any probes in just yet. Oh, there we go. Does get the shot off, and BYUN's going to rotate to the main base. Clem's blink is done. You got to be really worried. This is so dangerous, and indeed, he's going to lose 2 probes there, or 2 Marines. Does get himself 1 more probe. And we don't normally get to see this part of the map, guys. Behind the main, there is an immense amount of dead space. And it looks like, I would imagine what they're doing here is this is like an ancient ruin, or that they're friggin' excavating? I don't know, man. Are they building it? Is some sort of Protoss power generator? There's like purple magic stuff going everywhere. I don't know what's going on the edge of this map, but it looks cool. Whatever it is. Lots of floating purple leaves. Good defense. No real damage for Clem so far. And BYUN's got Stim. Lots of Marines building. 2nd tank should be out soon. Should have probably been blinking into this main base, Clem, but he's gone back to heal at the healing shrine and maybe giving up a little bit of tempo because that gives time for this delayed 2nd siege tank to come out. Raven comes in. He's going to kill only 2 probes. I think Clem is totally fine with that. Marine drop tried to poke in at the same time. So I think BYUN's doing a really good job of disrupting Clem. And he's gotten away with the early greed. Yeah, he looks okay now. He's in a good spot. Thank you so much, Microfields. Really appreciate the tournament. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you. $5 helping us cover the prize pool. Oh, Raven goes again. Same move. And gets in there just before the battery's done. That's good. So you know the next one's going to do nothing. But hey, you got some mining time. You got 2 probes. Clem's got to be a little annoyed by that. The Raven's going to go to the back corner. He's going to come in later. And that'll force a battery on the natural as well. Well done. Oh, he's being so annoying. He knows that Clem can't keep it in his pants. Clem likes to be very aggressive. So he just knows there's not going to be like lots of stalkers left at home. Now shield battery on the 3rd as well. This is really slowing down Clem's progression. Clem's got a Colossus about to pop, but no extended thermal lance on the way. He's only on 3 gases. He's lost so much gas mining in the main. Playing 3 gas from this situation, I think, is insane for Clem. And it's specifically because BYUN's harassment's been so good. 1 Marine gets picked off, but Clem almost losing multiple stalkers. Charge is done. There's 1 Colossus out, but 2nd Colossus hasn't even begun right now, and you can just see he is starving for caches. Clem finally Cleans up the medevac. Raven's still up there in the dead space. Stalker's in the middle. Try to heal up on the healing shrine, but they get intercepted by the bio, and they immediately get shoved away from that position. BYUN, though, he's a little worried, as he should be. There is a Colossus up here. Second one finally is building. Clem has to fix that economy and squeeze a fourth base up. I'm not sure where he expands on this map. I think he just goes north below the main base. Zealot run by comes in. BYUN seems to be holding position pretty well. Third command center is only halfway done. He's kept enough pressure on that Clem's economy doesn't feel as big. So often I'm used to Clemming in this matchup having a massive economy advantage. But I think starting the game with that scary Hellion drop, keeping the pressure up non-stop here in game 2, BYUN's doing a really good job. Wasn't even a Hellion drop, was it? It was a Hellion run by and a ton of lib, and a lib going in the main. Bio tank on the front, fighting pretty well. He doesn't stop to siege up. He's going to pick up and stim and boost away from here. The medevacs did not micro away, though. And that's a bit of a dodgy decision. It's like, are you running or are you staying? He wasn't really making the decision. Auto turret does come in. It looks like BYUN will be able to reclaim this ledge. Careful, Clem. You got to get out of there. And he wisely backs away from that ledge. Goes back to mining on his natural. Still only 4 gases are up, but he hasn't started mining the 4th gas. Only now does he start doing it. And he's got to get a 4th base up or he's too far behind. Stalkers and Colossus will take out one tank, but the Stalker sentry getting jumped on. He's trying to fight because he's on the healing shrine. BYUN punishes it, or does he? He gets both Colossus. Does get both. If he didn't kill both Colossus, that could have been a disaster for BYUN. But Clem kind of uses the healing shrine defensively there as like a really interesting point of tension. I love this healing shrine placement. Too many people were way too passive with healing shrine placement for a long time. People kept saying it would break the game, and we just didn't see them have much of an impact because they weren't anywhere near where the armies would normally be. They'd go put one up in the top right corner of the map, and you'd be like, well, no one's ever got a reason to go there, man. Healing's not that good. Who's winning? The guy with the 1 next to his name. So I thank you. Is that Terry? Professor Terry from Terryology? Yeah, so 1 times 1 equals more than 0. It's part of quick maths. I got you, chat. I got you guys. Making you guys feeling bad for making innocuous questions. 15 years on Twitch and YouTube. That's what we do here. Everyone needs a bit of condescension in their life, don't they? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. +1 armor's on the way, +2 attack, ship weapons, Viking, 2nd starport coming as well. Ooh, Hospants, thank you, mate. Massive 40 bucks, but oh my god, BYUN needs more than 40 bucks right now because that's like so many zealots. Ooh, he'd love to have a tank here right now. It's only got a few Vikings. Just 2 more Vikings would really make this a lot easier. The Zealot Archon timing is very real. +1 attack is done for the Protoss. Might have to pull a few SCVs, but if he can defend this efficiently, it'll be good. Oh, anti-armor missile's massive. The Vikings with the anti-armor missile at the SCV pool. Clem may have chased too far here. The Viking bio SCV pool tries to get him. Clem with a beautiful, immaculate evacuation. That could have gone so much worse, but he immediately started juggling the Colossus, running his army away, and that was really well done by both sides. But I think BYUN's a little annoyed because with such a big anti-armor missile, if he could have forced the fight right then, he would have destroyed it. Thank you, Hospants. $40! Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate you supporting today's tournament. Command center on the right side. So we've got 2 more gateways building. It's going to be 10 gate 4 base. Clem doesn't have a 5th up yet. The supply is still incredibly competitive, and with 2-2 upgrades, especially +2 attack almost finished, like, the upgrades are even for Terran against Protoss. There's a 4th command center halfway built. There's ghosts joining the fray. This 2nd starport is up. He's got 8 Vikings against 3 Colossus. I wouldn't mind him repairing these damaged Vikings, but overall, this just feels like perfect play by BYUN, and I'd say he's slightly in the lead here. But, you know, it's Clem. He's king of late game. The problem right now is that his zealots need to split up and counterattack. He can't be doing this just attack on the front, giant blob hero style that he's doing right now. Not if BYUN plays clean. Oh, the Vikings heal, guys. You don't even need to land to heal. I think BYUN just found out that actually you don't need to do that. He leaves 1 Viking in landed form, though. And BYUN a bit distracted. He got kind of distracted by that interaction that he's not quite used to. He's trying to figure out how to use the healing shrine. Oh, man. But attacking up a ramp. Crazy choice for Clem. The Marine Marauder doing very well against the Zealots. It's just the Colossus are adding some nice damage behind it, and the Vikings got focused down so methodically. Colossus does get focused. Marauder Marine goes trying to fight the Stalkers. Clem's trying to hold his own there, and the Healing Shrine really helps him out. BYUN has to back away. I think a bad start to the fight there for BYUN. Otherwise, that definitely could have gone much better for him. Nonetheless, 3,000 resources ahead in the trading. I think he's fine. Because Clem is normally on a higher economy than this. This is Zaun levels of economy. Zaun is famous for sitting on 67, 68, 70 workers and just basically massing Zealot, Stalker, Colossus until he gasses out. You know, he just kind of runs out of steam. Terran gets too many upgrades, too much tech, and he starts trading terribly. I mean, sometimes he plays triple splash as well, but, you know, not as much. Ooh, good disruptor. Gotta get out of here, though. The ball is a bit too far forward on the front. Not many supporting units here. The Zealots are going to trade themselves so the Stalkers can take out a Medevac and a Viking. But he's got to get these units out of here. With only one Robo producing right now, he's got to keep building Disruptors. He's rebuilding Colossus because he got the Viking countdown. I guess that does make sense. 2-1 done for Protoss. 3-2's on the way. It's getting chronoed. It's the classic build your forges in different places. So you've really got to show... Oh, actually, no, these ones are closer to each other. Hey, bit easier to chrono those. I was going to say it's really hard normally, because normally they build one forge here, one down here, and chronoing them both constantly is just so annoying. I think when you've got Clem's mechanics, nothing's annoying. So Stalker Disruptor there. Big Warp Prism warp in the back. This is the point of the game where Clem sometimes just picks his opponents apart with the multitasking. The Libs do hold off those Stalkers for a little bit in the north, but nice blink around. The Ghost of Marauder is going to try to punish the Bio. Doesn't appear to be stim. Zealots are in the third. Oh my god, the Twister. Oh, Clem's giving him the Twister, guys, and I think it's going to pay off. He's got Zealots in the third base. They got F2 to wait for a second. He's got to send them back, and he does send them back. Clem's multitasking still really good. Colossus, Zealot, Stalker, Disruptor coming in. A ball lands again. BYUN just can't micro in 3 places at once like this. And this is the power of Zealots. They're a very decent unit when you just click them into many different places at once, and the Terran can't look at everything. If the Terran can look at everything, the Zealot's not that amazing. But if you hit 3 bases at once, good luck trying to deal with Zealots in your main, Zealots in your third, Disruptors and Stalkers picking at your army on the front at the same time. This is Clem just with the power of raw multitasking, showing what Protoss is capable of. And we've talked about it for a long time, how ever since Lambo did a really insightful video where he said, hey, everyone keeps saying Protoss is a low-skill faction, and they need more high-skill abilities for top players to differentiate themselves. And he was basically saying that's not the case at all. You can argue the skill floor is like it's too easy to do the basics with Protoss, but like the other thing is not true at all. You put 3 people in an Archon, they can barely even scratch the surface of what's capable with Protoss. And yet Clem is one of the few players that we've seen at the pro level recently kind of showing that in-game, where he can just pick his opponents apart with a mixture of multitasking and mechanics. But it's not just that, it's also a knowledge of exactly where a Terran's attention is and how much certain things take attention. One of the biggest things that I've for years been annoyed at is top players going, oh, Terran players just see everything and like run-bys don't work because they just defend it. And I'm like, yeah, if the Terran can focus on that thing, but what Clem is showing us is a masterclass of if I'm here, 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 and here, how are you going to micro 4 things at once? Good luck. All right, guys. BYUN on the bottom right side of the map. If he had a few more minutes, I think he wins that game. That's what Flower Power was saying in the chat, and I totally agree. I think he would have outscaled Clem pretty bad, but Clem got in there at the right time. That Prism in the main, and it wasn't just one Zealot warping. There was a second Zealot warping in the main, and the Zealots in the third, and the attack on the front with just a handful of units picking off those libs and getting in, the Disruptor landing a shot on a few of the bio units. Just excellent play all around. Now, BYUN does bully the Pro Boy, gets the command center up, and there's another 1-Rax expand build. Barracks going straight for Reactor after the Marine. Don't see Marine Reactor too much, especially on a map with no ledge here. You can move out to that ledge, but Stalkers are going to be a problem. I really don't like this opening unless you build a bunker. Because I feel like the Stalker gets here before your 3 Marines get to this ledge, and then that Stalker is just a nightmare to deal with. BYUN is a pro gamer. I'm sure he's good at juggling back, but he's just got to try and not lose too many SCVs and Marines on this natural, and I think the double Stalker chrono is going to be kind of brutal. Especially against 3 command center. Oh no. BYUN, please build a bunker. That's what you're doing, right? Okay, he's going to build a bunker. It's a late bunker. better late than never. The 3 Marines can cover for it for like the 10 seconds of extra build time it'll need before the Stalker arrives. If you're going to play 3 commands in it, this is the way to do it. It's at Eternity's Edge, this map, guys. BYUN is a pro gamer. I don't know, Pig. I've minus 20,000 bacon I bet on in the last game that says otherwise. Mate, can you imagine if you lost your pro gamer license for losing a game to CLEM? Holy moly. StarCraft would be in trouble, bro. We'd be like, guys, we have literally no... There's no one... All the pros that aren't CLEM are all like masters or below. They're just players he hasn't played against, you know? Like, oh no. He's depleting our stores of players. The bunker does get up. 2 Marines do go down. Like, you lost a game to CLEM. You're not a pro gamer anymore. Cyril, get out of here. Chronoing the blink. Second gateway is up nice and early. This is pretty standard stuff. The Stalkers can try and damage the bunker a bit if you volley it. Not the best micro. You want to sync those shots up usually a bit more, but just trying to set it on fire a little bit if possible. BYUN can target fire the weak Stalkers when you do that. He's trying to send the ones with more shields in first, but you got to be careful. Top Terrans will quickly target the bunker on the most exposed units. Pretty standard 3-Rex, guys. Reactor into 2nd and 3rd barracks, but obviously this is off a 3rd command center. Oh, by the way, here's the Simp Shrine. I don't know if you guys have seen the Simp Shrine on this map. When I first was casting this map, someone in chat said, oh, Pig, have you seen the Simp Shrine? And I was like, what? And I looked around the map and we found this, and yeah, there's Nova posing on a vulture, and there's a whole bunch of little moopy dudes who are very excited. Second gas goes down. Shield battery in front of the natural. 3 gas battery. 3rd gateway coming up. 4th gateway as well. Seems like a pretty balanced build order for CLEM. You know, get the observer out. Have the sentry for a little bit of vision with your hallucinations and see what's going on. Do you think he realizes that there's a 3rd command center? I don't think he knows. Oh, I don't think he realizes, because the hallucination didn't see the 3rd CC. Oh, because surely he'd be like, yeah, not be building a shield battery right now. He's treating this as if it's like a normal 3-Rex. Ooh, Clem's misread the game. That's rare. That's very rare. He's going to see it on the 2nd scout through. Okay, so now Clem sees it. Let's go to Clem's vision, guys. So Clem comes through, sees the 3rd command center, sees everything else there. He sees the army just now moving out. Still no splash damage for the French Protoss. Should we call him a hybrid, guys? A hybrid destroyer. Come on. Stalker's trying to pick off these units here. He's got 4 gate zealot warping in behind this. 2 sentries at home as well. Mostly Stalkers he's making for now since charge isn't ready. He's trying to bait stims out of this army. So far the trade's going really well for Clem. Couple Marines not really taking much damage on the Stalkers in return. Clem does drop a 4th Nexus here. Moves his probe forward. I think he's thinking about maybe building a gateway somewhere on the map. Or just putting that out there for a little bit of vision, perhaps. Ooh, Stalkers need to blink away. Look at this Marine, guys. He's kind of hiding behind the little obelisk there. It's like, hopefully the Protoss won't see me. Stalkers come in, pick off an SCV, building the depot. Marauder goes down. Stalkers will blink back. Gotta watch out. He's looking for the force field split on that bio army. You've got no tank, no Widow Mine, and these medevacs are insanely late. 7-minute medevacs? Oh, I think BYUN might just be dead. Like, he's pulling SCVs because he knows he can't stim. If he stims, he's screwed. He's actually... And oh, Clem's setting up the twister. Oh, guys, this is like when you're a kid and you see your friend licking his finger. You know he's going for that wet willy. But what can you do about it? Oh, no. What can you do about it? Oh, God, he's not ready. Turret gets a few hits, but he's got to send a bunch of bio back. But that means he's exposed on the front. Ghost Academy's there. This bio's going to try and do what it can. The medevacs will defend in the main base. Great positioning with the Marauders, though. The Zealots are kind of derping. So this is the fight that really matters. 9 SCVs go down. The bio not stimming, which is exactly the correct move. And that's where the real damage gets done. It's the you're distracted elsewhere. Oh, the Prism picks up, dies to the turret. The Marauders defend the high ground. With the Prism out of the action, out of the picture, I should say, out of action, out of the picture, The Zealot's cleaned up in the main. BYUN can stabilize. He loses workers here, but it's not free. Protoss is losing more resources. Terran's still on nearly 60 workers. It's a disruption, but it's not a game-winning move. 2-2 started. His Ghost Academy is finished in the midst of that. And the Colossus are only now coming out. BYUN's okay. He just made it through the scariest part of this game, but he's got to keep building medevacs. Medevac production is vital. He just lost a lot of gas mining in the main and the natural there. So going up to 6 gas, also super essential after this frustrating early game. These Stalkers could get caught. Does BYUN army split? Or he's just going to ignore them for now. Supply blocked at the moment. Oh, armies stumbling into each other. Immortal's an easy pick off there. He stims the whole army. Immortal will go down the moment he focuses it. Sentry and Immortal should fall. Indeed, they do. The Zealots are here. The Stalkers, Zealot, Colossus going after it. I think BYUN's pretty happy with that trade as well. Getting a few high-value units. 5th Nexus drops in the midst of it. Clem not giving BYUN the respect that he probably should deserve, but I feel like after that last win, Clem's kind of gaining confidence and trying to push the envelope a little bit, see how much he can get. Good pick up there against that Stalker volley. 4th Command Center goes down, as well as a 2nd Starport. If that 4th Command Center gets sniped, that's going to really hurt BYUN's progression to the late game. 2nd Robo's on the way. I think Clem is accepting he's going to have to go to the double Robo stage this time around. He's also got a new Warp Prism building, which this time he'll rally in from behind the natural. Realizing that main base is probably going to have extra turrets. In this case, Vikings. The turret did die, but it's this natural. He'll fly in from down here. Probably warps in Zealots in this area. In the main base is a really good target. 2 Colossus on the front. BYUN out of position. Those SCVs are very exposed. The Bio's splitting. Bio's splitting around. Trying to bait stims. BYUN being patient for now. How long can he keep this up? EMP's going down. 1 Colossus already at half life. Its shield's removed. Clem can't find the angle. BYUN just so patient. 2-2's about to kick in. And I think he's happy to fight with 2-2. BYUN did not want to trade his whole army out before then. Then again, supplies looking good for Clem this time. Clem has an immense Zealot count. There's only 3 Ghosts. So you don't have unlimited EMP. Ghosts are very expensive to get up to. Here we go. Big fight. EMP lands on the Colossus. One of them almost going down immediately. The Vikings will take care of the Colossus, but not as quickly as they probably should have. The Zealot count might just be too much, though. The Stalkers take care of those Vikings. A lot of the Zealots do fall, but as do many, many Vikings. The Speed Prism even now gets in the natural. Drops the Zealot in the natural. Gets 3 Zealots in the main. BYUN chases Clem back to his side of the map, but these SCVs need to evacuate. They need to evacuate fast. The natural has been defended. The main will be defended shortly. You need to send enough bio so you don't have to stare at this too much, because you need your attention and most of your army available on the front. BYUN does a great army split. Prism does escape despite Vikings going there, dropping Zealots in the natural. What a D-bag. It's the best compliment you can get as a StarCraft player. If you're being a real D-bag to your opponent, guys, you are basically playing good StarCraft. Still 2 Zealots up behind the Fog of War as well here, which BYUN does remember, thankfully. So many SCVs keep dying in these moves, and it's the multitasking advantage, and it's the ability to come in from multiple angles that Clem is using so well. Still got that Prism down there. He's up on 5 bases, 3 2s on the way, and he's on 80 probes, so he's way richer this time. He's also on 12 gateways. Wouldn't mind Clem going even higher there. He hasn't really gone into the double disruptor. I'd love to see that pivot. At the moment, he's just forcing a lot of Vikings out of BYUN, which in of itself is, I think, a pretty good victory. Fog of War in the main. Yeah, that's right. There's a little sight blocker. Little sight blocker here. Built buildings behind it, but the Zealots keep going there and clearing them up to try and open up a path for the future Prism, which you can see he's got a Prism on both sides of the map. It's all multitasking. It's Clem's new 2 Warp Prism style, guys. He's realized my best advantage is my multitasking. Prisms are really annoying to deal with. Let's do it. But BYUN's army split is amazing. If he can defend the front, this is the scariest part. He'll actually smash in the main and the natural. He's cleaned up the Prism in the main. Over at the new 4th base, he's doing okay. The bio here, though, is massively outnumbered, and that's what's so scary. Vikings go forward. Stalkers will take care of those Vikings. Over at this base, another round of Zealots comes in. 3-2 upgrades for those against the 2-2 bio. Overall, I'd say a fantastic defense for BYUN, but it just goes to show how touch and go it is. Remember, these bio units, they need to be well positioned. They need good micro. Zealots just want to fight in a wide open area. So the onus is on you as BYUN to deny that capability. Unfortunately for him, the speed prisms are constantly being controlled so well. Look at the movement. Zealots pull to the left. The Stalker Colossus army rotates over to the third again, and the big Zealot warping in the main is going to force like half of BYUN's army into his main. This is a nightmare to play against. It is so difficult to handle. This sort of multi-prong just twister. That's what he's doing. The Colossus started stepping away. The Vikings aren't quite there. The BYU in the main do defend. 20 SCVs have gone down. He needs to kill these Colossus, does BYUN. He's just lost so much economy. But look at this damage. The Stalkers do finally fall. He's pulling back because there's Zealots in his natural. He's got to deal with this. But he's lost so many workers. BYUN is broke. 49 workers. Units lost tab 3,000 in his favor, but against a guy who's got a 6th base finishing now. Clem is happy to just maintain this worker rate. He's got 3/3 upgrades now. 3+3 attack is done for BYUN. But look at that. And he's back on the third again. Clem is so good at going in, fading away, going in, fading away. And even when he loses quite a few units, it's not as bad as it could be. Luckily, the SCVs do mostly escape, but the orbital going down is massive. Another Zealot warping in the main. And remember, every stim is wasted. Every stim is sacred. The BYU are dying to their own stims to a certain extent. Even with 9 medevacs on the map, every time he gets a few more Vikings out, they get focused by the Stalkers. This is pure multitasking orgasm for the Protoss fans. 440 average APM for Clem. 426 for BYUN. And it's just a display. It's a display of Clem's prowess, utilizing all of the tools. He knows his army doesn't beat BYUN's in just a straight up frontal fight, but he's got so many abilities where he can stretch his opponent's attention out. And if BYUN's not able to micro everything perfectly, and if he can engineer situations where BYUN's attention is split, that's where BYUN can't deal with him. This is things we've done for over a decade in TVZ. Sending Bane in from all sides. Terran can't micro everything at once. Always be hitting their mineral lines, counter-attacking, because Terran who's staring at the fight is nigh unstoppable. Clem knows this better than anyone. Oh my lord, BYUN chases into his balls. And look at these shots. Beautiful play here for Clem. Can he pull back and hold the counter though? He's way down on army supply. BYUN's army is so overstimmed though. Those Marauders crumbling to the Zealot remax. And if you don't win the game right now, you are screwed because you are down almost 50 workers. BYUN has to tap out. Clem once again finds himself in a position where most Protoss players would struggle to find a way in. And yet the man just keeps on knocking, battering in the walls from the right, from this bottom left side, and using this dead space to exceptional ability. I mean, just so many Warp Prism drops and Zealot multi-prongs, and the constant rotations with that army from here to back over here, constantly attacking this third base, was a nightmare for BYUN. All right, guys, sorry, we're going into this game a minute and a half late there. Initial probe came across right at the start, harassed a few workers, got them nice and low, and distracted BYUN enough that he's actually got one SCV being butt buddies with this other SCV. He's literally playing grab ass rather than actually mining, and that's unfortunate because it doesn't show up as an idle worker if you misclick a worker on another worker. And it kind of, if you're not paying close attention, it kind of just looks like, yeah, there's workers moving back and forth, everything's normal. And if that goes for the whole game, that would be absolutely tragic. He notices it. That's lose probably a minute of mining time there, though. Not great. Clem down in the bottom side. We've got Cybercore after Nexus, and it's a Stalker first opening. Someone was asking me the other day, they said, oh, I went Adept in a PVT, and they said, oh, why'd you go Adept? Would you recommend I do that instead of Stalker? And I said, look, if you're going Stargate, you're going to DT Rush, something like that, the Adept's a cheaper unit. The Adept can get across the map faster, it can shade in and out and annoy your opponent, sometimes get in the base, pick off an SCV or two. But if you want the unit that's much easier to micro, much more straightforward, and a bit better in a basic, like, simple fight, easy to move and shoot, the Stalker is a little bit simpler and easy to use, but it just costs 25 more gas, and obviously can't use the shade to get across the map as fast. Now, this map, I believe there's only a ledge here, guys. I don't think there's any ledge down here. There's all these purple plants blocking it. So, yeah, you've just got a ledge there, and you've got this tight ramp. Now, you can't really wall off right to the front. If you want to wall off, I think you have to wall off down here or something like that. I can't quite remember. I also think this is maybe a worker-only path here, if memory serves. So I think workers can always move through the wall off, even if you full wall. But I could be incorrect. You guys let me know. Is that a spot in the natural, says Patches? A spot? What do you mean, a spot? Oh, like this is a pylon marker? It does look like it's meant to be a pylon marker, doesn't it? Looks like one that would be blocking the Nexus if you actually built a pylon on it, though. Could be in... Oh, for the Reaper, right. Up here? I don't know if a Reaper can jump there or not. I have Kind of looks like it can. I can't quite rotate the camera to see if there's like doodads blocking it. Kind of looks like a little mini Reaper ledge there. I'm just surprised that they wouldn't add the same marking that they've put up here to kind of show the Reaper ledges here and here. You know? Double Widow Mine drop comes across the map. Siege tank behind. Ooh, hello. Is BYUN going to build a Liberator? Oh, he is. Old school, baby. Guys, this is the classic build. Euthermal's Terran School. But he did guide about this in like 2018 or something, right? 2019? 2 Widow Mine drop in the back. Get the Liberator to go harass from the other side. And then get the Tank Marine push on the front. But the trick is you want to keep this alive. You do not want to lose this medevac. Big mistake most players make is they throw this drop away. They lose the drop, they lose the medevacs. You're better off, honestly, just keeping it alive in a corner rather than forcing damage. He's kind of overcommitted and forced damage here. And he's got to get up to this left dead space where he can just hang out and then he can boost in along that left side later. Liberate it will go down the right side and then fly into the main. So he can go Widow Mine drop in the natural, liberate it here, and at the same time, 2 tanks and a big pack of Marines are going to shove through the middle of the map and try to kill this third base or natural. Pig, why doesn't BYUN just Planetary Fortress rush him? Yeah, I think it's because he's a noob. Just doesn't know how to think outside the box enough. He's a true genius. Obviously, Euthermal's Terran School was back when he was still a pro player, guys, so a little bit more viable than trolling for YouTube videos. It's a little bit more, you know, they were legit pro builds that he was using in tournaments. They were actual good builds, not just fun builds. I'm not saying, you know, not saying he's not very good at refining a dumb troll build. He refines the heck out of them. That's why they work so well. That's like sharpening garbage until it's sharp, you know? Tank Marine coming forward. Stalkers, nice stutter step. Picking off a few Marines. 3 of them do go down. The Widow Mine drop doesn't get too much. The medevac goes down, gets itself 1 Stalker. No, it doesn't. Beautiful dodge, but the Liberator's in the main as well. And it's hard to defend everything at once, but he's not sieging the tanks up. BYUN, did he overcommit with this pressure? There's an observer on him as well. That's so many Stalkers. Oh, my lord. The Liberator's rotating around, but look at this shutdown. CLEM blinking on top. He's going to just overwhelm the Stalker micro all the way across the map. Was so good. And you got to remember, guys, this build is meant to overwhelm your opponent's APM because they can't defend the Widow Mine drop and the Lib and the Marine tank at the same time. BYUN just found out that he's playing against CLEM. And I think we have to think to ourselves, this build in general struggles against top Protoss players these days because I think they are better at multitasking and they've played against this build for so many years. But especially against CLEM, I think this is a build that's looking to take advantage of a Protoss player's multitasking lack. Maybe their you know, the ability to pull their attention around. BYUN realizes he has picked completely the wrong build to play against CLEM. And he kind of, it dawns on him that it's an anticlimactic finish, but he was very screwed. That did not find much value. There was a massive amount of Stalker warp-ins, and this was just perfectly defended. The fact that he has so many Stalkers so early. But you got to look at the multitasking here for CLEM and realize, like, just did a great job. Even though he wasn't even hitting this all the way, but he meets it in the middle of the map. And even in just this little bit of room, he picks off so many Marines. And I think BYUN probably should have pulled the Marines back, let the tanks be a bit further forward. The micro here for BYUN was lacking because the tanks have 7 range, the Marines only 5. You want your tanks actually to be a bit in front of the Marines or have them at least in line. You don't want the Marines out in front of the tanks. That means even if the Stalkers get damage on the tanks, they're taking a lot more damage. These siege tanks shoot pretty fast in tank mode. They do 25 damage versus armored units and 7 range. But this is always a tough one. If that Widow Mine drop doesn't find a good angle, and this map just doesn't have the dead space of the previous map. He got abused by Warp Prisms on a map where there were so many areas to come from. On this map, you could see the Widow Mine was like, oh, you know, if he had a spot here where he could easily boost into the main or the natural, that Widow Mine might have been a bit more effective instead of coming from that angle, since the third base wasn't even saturated yet. GG, well played though. Hats off to CLEM, guys. He is looking excellent with his Protoss. And I got to say, BYUN was winning game 2. I think he was arguably winning game 3 as well. And yet CLEM has just shown his ability to break down a Terran with late game control is on another level. His multitasking, he's also amazing with disruptors. We've seen him pick Maru apart on Mothership once or twice. CLEM's ability to find that weak spot in the late mid-game, the early late game, whatever you want to call that period of the game, I'd probably call it the late mid-game, is just second to none. CLEM's so good with the Warp Prisms. I love the double Prism as well in that last game, and Warp Prism speed. Absolutely chef's kiss. Absolutely genius. BYUN is going to need to leave a bit of extra supply at home, whether it be a Viking on each side or a proper pack of Marines and medics just always permanently waiting for it. Because I think unlike Hero, Clem's rarely just going to headbutt you on the front and just full send on the front with his army. So I think you can afford to have a bit of safety. Whereas against Hero, you can't afford to have safety in the back because he will full send on your army in the front. And if you've got, 16 Marines and 2 medevacs defending your main and natural from potential prisms, you just get overrun on the front line. I think against Clem, though, you might have to show more respect to those warp prisms. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. GG, well played.